And it's a good afternoon to you. Welcome to Monza. It's the Temple of Speed. We've come here today to pay homage to all that's good and great about Ferrari. It's been an amazing weekend, and it's the final of all the Ferrari challenges this weekend. Championships to be decided. We've had a great weekend so far. The big story so far has also been the dreaded weather. Yes, it hasn't stopped raining all weekend, but finally the sunshine is poking through. So we're hoping for a dry track, and we're hoping for some good action for the first of our races, which is Challenge Asia Pacific. And alongside me, Nico Sarlik. Hello, Nico. How you doing?
Very good. Good afternoon, everyone. As we can see, here is the track layout of this amazing circuit. Some 5.8 kilometers long. Weather, as you can see, not great, but as you said, it's the best we've had thus far, so we'll make do.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a dry line appearing. The qualifying session for Asia Pacific today was punctuated by the weather and, in fact, two red flags, which caused all sorts of chaos. First of all, a red flag for Angela Negro, who ended up in the gravel trap just after the session had just started. And then we had another red flag 18 minutes in, and this was for Baby K, heavy contact with the fence, and yet another red flag. But all that's behind us now, and it's all to play for. We have a championship to decide. The three protagonists at the top of the championship. Philippe Prait, and he starts on pole position today. What a great way to wind up his championship battle. And he is battling alongside Alex Au, who starts from third on the grid. And the third person, who's also in contention, Rinaldi Hunter-Joy. And he is starting way back in ninth, so he's got all the work to do. By all accounts, whoever finishes in front is going to be champion today.
Absolutely. There's only 2 points between the three drivers, Pret at 176. The other two are in Tutesoid at 174. As we see Tanny Hanna, he's the top man of the Shell category. He has already clinched that category. So he starts from the front row. Behind Philippe Pret is Alex Au, his closest challenger. And as you say, whoever wins the race of the three, he's the champion. If none of them wins, then it becomes difficult and we have to put out the calculators. Here is a little postcard.
So it's been quite a year in the Asia Pacific Challenge, and Philippe Pret has been the man. 3 wins, but also 3 wins for Alex Au and for Rinaldi Hunter-Joy. So it's all to play for, but Philippe Pret starts in that advantageous position of pole position. There's David Dicker. He has already clinched the championship for the Copper Shell AMS. Just by starting the race yesterday. So that's a good weekend for him. He can actually sit back and enjoy it today.
Absolutely, yeah. And he did all the hard work in the races coming here, and so he was in the comfortable position that just by rolling across the line to start the race, he was able to open the Veuve Clicquot, metaphorically at least.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's have a look at some highlights from yesterday. This is the highlights from race 1 yesterday when the rain was falling. So as you can see, yesterday's race was very, very wet. Isn't it good to see the sunshine finally through today, Nico?
Yeah, I've missed this week. Come to Italy, they say. Enjoy the sunshine, they say. Have some great food, they say. And yeah, there was nothing of that. Well, the great food was there, obviously, but other than that,
Maybe not
so much.
Yeah, I've had some great food. I left London yesterday, in fact, and left under blue skies and hot sunshine. I thought it's going to be even better when I get to Italy. But I think they've had quite a lot of rain over the last few weeks. I'm hoping that's it for today. We've got a lot of racing still left this weekend, and of course it's the World Finals tomorrow. But we'll focus on that later. It is Ferrari Mondiali. It's the big end-of-season bash for Ferrari as we celebrate that great name from Maranello. As you can see, looking down on the grid, you can see the little dry patches appearing on the track and the tension building as we get ready for their last Asia-Pacific race in the series for 2018.
Yeah, 3-minute board just out. And as you can see, there's still quite a lot of people on the grid talking to the drivers. No question about tire choice today. We had that yesterday in all the 3 continental regions, and just to explain that, obviously we have the North American, the European and the Asia Pacific, which are here doing their separate races, their final races across each continental category. And then tomorrow we mix it all up, combine everyone from the continents per series, and then it gets real. One race, dash for cash, dash for glory, the gold roof race and that's for some drivers, that's all it is about this weekend. Championship decided, we'll go for Sunday. Everything counts then. Just one lights the flag.
Yeah, that's going to be a really interesting day tomorrow, isn't it? And I know you say a lot of drivers are saving themselves for it, but those 3 at the top of the championship, they're going to be ready. They're going to be pushing for it. So we're getting ready for the program to start. The track is clearing and we're ready to start our formation laps very, very shortly. This is Monza. What a legendary circuit. On pole position, it is Philippe Pret with Tanny Hanna alongside Alex Au and Gomax on the second row. Martin Berry in position 3 with Angelo Negro in position 6. 7th on the grid, Yanbin Zing and Ken Sato. And behind them, Rinaldi Hutasoit, who is in that championship battle, and also Kazuki Yamaguchi. And at the 11th position on the grid, Zenlo and Andrew Moon. 13th, Kent Chen and Grant Baker alongside, and Charles Chan and Min Xiao alongside behind them on the grid. Tiger Wu comes next, and then 18th, Evan Mack. Jay Chang and David Dicker, of course, who clinched his championship yesterday, followed by Kohi Iritani, Vincent Wong, and then bringing up the rear, Karim Nagapurna and Yang Sheng Liang, all set up for a great race today. So we look down on the legendary Monza circuit, so much history here. And just walking around it earlier today, you can smell the history in the air. And as you can see there, a great shot of where Monza lies in relation to the local town, just on the outskirts. Amazed how close it is to the residential area. So here on track, the safety car pulls away, and we're getting ready for the formation lap. An important part of the race, getting the heat into the tyres and the brakes. And here we go. What a great sight. A full grid of Ferrari 488s pulling away. Sounds great, looks great, doesn't it, Nico?
Well, 26 times the power that you dream about. It's really an amazing sight. It's really an amazing sound. But for these drivers, obviously, that's all goes without saying at this very moment. It's not what they focus on. They are focusing, as you say, as we are seeing the social media for you up on screen, where you can follow all the action, see all the results, be involved. these drivers are involved with themselves, with their own car, getting it set up, getting it prepared. Obviously, a rolling start here, so this is the lap where to bring the brakes up to speed and temperature, the tires as much as possible, because at the end of that first straight, there is a big chicane waiting, and that is always a pinch point.
It really is.
You need those brakes up to temperature there, or you have no chance of getting that car stopped.
Yeah, and I imagine in these conditions you're going to have to work quite hard to get that temperature into there. But it must be driving a Ferrari round Monza at Finale Mondiale. That has got to be living the dream, hasn't it? I mean, it's what any mortal man or woman would want to do, is it not?
Well, it's certainly high up there in the things I can imagine as the Hublot safety car comes into focus and into shot, entering the Ascari Variante chicane, and the driver slowly getting into formation. There's obviously still the back straight on the other side of the paddock to do before it goes to the Parabolica, and then it's on for real.
And it's out of that legendary Parabolica they'll come, ready to receive that green flag. And it's all to play for, as we've said before. Keep your eyes on Philippe Pret and Tanny Hanna, especially on that front row. They've got a lot to duke out between them here. And Pret, he was the man in qualifying. It was quite a battle, going backwards and forwards, putting in fastest times. But here we go then.
As the music builds the anticipation, get ready, get set, get your popcorn, get your drinks. It's not far away.
It really isn't. Look, some nervous people in the pit areas, in the crew. As you can see it coming up that straight towards the Parabolica. I imagine the hearts are racing. I know mine is. We're going to come around that corner, and it's the final race of Challenge Asia Pacific for 2018. Pace car speeds up. Pace car, safety car speeds up.
Great shot there.
Oh, that's amazing, isn't it? And he's going to disappear. He's going to duck off into the pit lane. And we are waiting side by side. This is it. Ferrari Challenge Asia Pacifica. Waiting for those lights to go out. Here they come. We're waiting. There's that silence before it all goes, and we are go, 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 go. 30 minutes plus 1 lap of racing. And it's Pret who's got the jump at the start. Coming up into that first corner, he shuts the door off on 3rd place on the grid. And Hanna's coming up round the outside, but no. And we've got 511 already under investigation for working on the car. With 3 minutes still to go, a big no-no, but it's Hanna in the lead. Is that Martin Berry in second? No, it's it's Pret in the lead with Tanny Hanna following behind, looking to snatch that lead place from him. It's the first lap. They're just juggling around. They're getting their position. So there we go. Philippe Pret in the lead. Tanny Hanna second. And Alex,
wide. Is that Negro who went very wide there? Sorry for interrupting.
No, not at all.
And that whoever it was lost a lot of positions there. Can we see the number? I think it is 4th or 8. That would be Negro indeed. He had a problem at the start already. Went straight to the chicane, but he lost a lot of places there. Getting nerved out a little too wide in that sequence after the second chicane.
And it's just that beginning of the race when everything's cold and the nerves are there. But look at Philippe Pret. He has got Tanny Hanna all over him.
And Tanny Hanna, he is a shell driver, and you can identify the categories the drivers are in the wind strip. The Singer wind strip, the white ones are the Pirelli Amps, the yellow one, as you can see, the second car here, the white car of Tanny Hanna with the yellow strip, and the Shell Amps with the black strip. As Tanny Hanna still wants to get by, and Alex Au, he runs very wide. That's not good for his championship hope. Remember, he has to win this race if everything else stays this way to clinch that championship, and that was not the way to do it.
It really wasn't. And now you look, he's got Gomax alongside, competing for that 4th place.
I think he's come back into P3, but he went very wide, and that was certainly taking advantage of not adhering to the track limits. clean racing here from everyone, giving respectful space.
Absolutely, as good clean racing. We've seen a lot worse this weekend. Philippe Pret, he's got that lead in hand, and here he comes again along the outside. See the picking up the water as they go offline. You've got a dry line around this track, and it's just wet. You've got to be really careful getting out onto that wet stuff. Here we come up the inside. He shuts the door. That's Alex Au shutting the door on Gomax.
And Gomax had a very eventful race yesterday. At this very chicane, he spun around, then put it into the wall when trying to recover, and then he had that coming together with another car later on that gave him a penalty, which dropped him way down the order. So we hope things will be exciting, but not in the same way as yesterday.
So here we go, the race settling down. They've done a lap. We're already 4 minutes into the race, 26 and 3/4 minutes still to go as things settle down. And there is certainly no case of Philippe Pret pushing away, is there?
No, absolutely. And that's perfect for Au, that Tanny Hanna, even though it's in a different category, puts the pressure on Pret. He has to defend. He has to take unorthodox lines, not the quickest necessarily. And that allows Au, who's just gotten away a bit from Gomax, to close up on the two, potentially at least. But then he has to get past Hanna, which is no mean thing.
Absolutely. And here we go. He's seen the space up the inside, but Pret's just shut the door. This is very impressive. We've got 2 categories, but Tanny Hanna in second place. He is putting so much pressure on Philippe Pret. You see him there right in his rearview mirror as he's taken another look as we go into that first corner. And there's a gap up the inside. Is he going to take it? Yes, just shuts the door again. You've got to be so careful here. And just 2 wheels in the wrong place on a wet track, and you're going to be in the gravel trap.
Incidentally, fastest lap last time around, Tanny Hanna 1:54.4. That was about 2/10 quicker than Philippe Pret. And we can see this attack in the first corner, however, opened the gap a little wider now. And Alex Au is the one who's closed up on the other hand. Hutasoy, meanwhile, don't forget about him. He's moved up into P6 now. Still not enough, but he has to make up ground somewhere, and he's doing that.
Yeah, so here he comes through the field, and we're just looking there at Kent Chen in the yellow car there, and he is at the top of the standings in the AM category. And so you see him there just with 2 laps under his belt from young Mr. Moon.
Yeah, David Dicker up into P3 in his class, not quite where he has been for the remainder of the season, but as you said, he's already clinched everything. He can focus on tomorrow, but he wants to be as high up as he can, and certainly a podium position will be on the list of things he wants to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're looking at Philippe Pret and Tanny Hanna, although they're in different categories, the prestige of finishing in front, as we see just more jostling for positions further down the field. Nothing is set in stone here, is it?
Yeah, and there was, you can see the top, the 2 of those are Xing and Hutasoy, and I think Hutasoy has moved up another position into P5. He has indeed. The white car at the very front of that previous shot, there you can see him in the middle of your screen. He is in P5. He needs to get into P1 to win the championship, but he's moved up another position. He is about 4 seconds behind on the leader, so that's still doable, but he will have to maximize everything. He's just done the fastest lap, so...
He has, and getting on for a second quicker than the leaders. So here we go again, around the outside.
That's Gomax who's coming under pressure.
And we've got all change there. So who have we got here then?
It's Tanny Hanna who dropped back quite considerably. He's now down in P6. Oh, and there's someone who went around. I didn't quite catch who it was, but through the chicane, touch or not, I don't know. But there was one car who went sideways there, and that's the 407 car of Ken Sato.
So we'll hopefully get a replay, see what actually happened there. Let's put it right down to the back. Let's have a look here. And he just, did he get helped around?
I'm not sure.
It's hard to know whether he got helped or not.
There's Tanya. Oh, and he had to come around. Oh, and that was very, very close. Oh, Gomax suffered from that because he had to take avoiding action.
And that's not good right across the racing line there. That has really opened things up at the front, hasn't it? So Philip Pret there, and Alex Au in second place.
And Hüttesold up into P4. Just Gomax between him and the top two. So he needs to push. He needs to keep pushing, and he does. And as you can see in the background, there he is right behind Gomax.
Yeah.
Having a look.
And he is coming through the field like a train, isn't he? Look at him here then. He's looking up the inside of Gomax, and that just like looked easy, didn't it? Made it look easy. Oh, and he's outbraked himself, and Gomax, and he's lost it. He's spun it around. Surely that's it then. It's got to be his championship that has got to be gone. He's going to struggle to come back from that. He's dropped right back and probably picked up some damage. What an absolute shame.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He was very, very good on the overtake. Braked a little too late, didn't quite make it. And then Gomax just went, and there you can see it again. Had it done, basically. A little too quick. Gomax was going for the...
He just clipped it, didn't he? It's a real shame because he had that in hand. He had the speed. He was probably just a little bit hasty there, trying to get past really quickly. And it's all come to nothing. He is going to really struggle to get back from there. He's back down in 8th place and 15 seconds back from the leader. That's going to take a lot of doing if he's going to close that back up in 21 minutes. In the meantime, Philippe Pret just in control at the front, but he's got Alex Au all over him, just 4/10 behind.
And this is now, I think it's fair to say, for the championship. Those two drivers, whoever comes out on top is champion. And Alex Au takes a look around the outside. There is a dry line. He has to give way, but can he get the switch back?
No. He's Philippe Pret making that 488 very wide indeed as they come into the home straight. And he's picking up the slipstream from him. But it just looks like Philippe Pret has got a control on this one, or has he? He's going to be under braking going into that first corner.
Oh, and he's taking avoiding action of that.
And he's outbraked himself.
But he has to yield that position. He will be on the track ahead of Pret, but he will have to yield that.
To give it back,
there is no question. Absolutely he has to. And he loses a lot of momentum here. Meanwhile, we have a drive-through penalty for car number 405, Martin Barry. P4 in class, P6 overall, causing a collision. I think he was adjudged to have been in contact with, was it Tenny Hanna?
Yeah, yes. There's so much going on. Do you know what? We should be making notes of this. Oh, it's good. It's good to see the excitement as 19 minutes still to go. Can we cope with this? Philippe Pret in the lead now, and he's got a 1.6 second lead over Alex Au. After that last move, Gomax in 3rd place and Tani Hanna in 4th. Things start to settle down a bit.
Yeah, we can see. Oh, and there's 563, I believe. That would be No, it's. I apologize. 563 is Wong, obviously. He stopped there.
Yeah, Vincent Wong. Yes. And that's the yellow flags out in that area.
Yeah. I think the car can be recovered from there without a safety car. Obviously, a safety car, if you're Hüttesold, that would be your only hope.
Oh,
everything bunched up. And Philippe Pret, obviously, he says, don't get that safety car out. I want to see an empty track ahead of me, nothing else. Because he's just stretching his lead in this lap. 2 seconds to the good on Alex Au. Remember, he had that chicane moment, which cost a lot of time. But even across the other sectors, Philippe Pret was significantly quicker here.
So here we go, we're settling in. Philippe Pret has got breathing space over Alex Au. Breathing space to the effect of about 2 seconds. We've got 6 laps in the bag and just under 18 minutes left to run. Car's kind of quite well spaced out at the moment. A nice dry line on the track.
But look at that, Alex Au, fastest first sector overall. And
he's coming back.
Times are coming down, obviously, because of the drying line, but he made up another 10th. He will be furious about that earlier mistake, and he is still very much in the contention.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say without a safety car, Hunter Soy is now well and truly out of the battle for that championship. It's got to be between these two. And it's all on because they're 1 and 2 in the race, 2 seconds separating them, and it's all to play for. It's an autumnal day here in Monza, leaves rattling around the track, and as you can see, a lot of them in the radiator grills of these cars. That's not going to do them a lot of favours. These are very, very aerodynamic machines, and there's also issues with temperatures. Issues of running at Monza in the autumn, the late autumn, in fact.
There you can see on the left-hand side is the stopped car of Wong. It's not much of a problem right now, as we can see Negro taking a look at Ying. Very great shot. He runs through, but has he done run too wide?
He's just gone wide, yeah.
Yeah, but it's enough. It's enough to make up the position.
And he's left that gap. And down the straight he goes through to take the position away.
Look at that. Who done what? And look at P12. There is David Dicker. He has moved into P1 in the Shell AMs.
Yeah.
He has taken the championship. He was down after qualifying. He's up into P1 in class now. Well done, sir. As Alex Au has put in another fastest lap, 7/10, and he made up on Philip Pratt, 1.3 seconds the margin at the front.
Yeah, David Dicker, he's just having a day where he's having a weekend where he can actually sit back and enjoy himself. He's got it all to think for tomorrow, but he is making good progress today as well. Look at those brake discs glowing on the 401 Pret car. And it just looks like he's got it under control at the moment. Alex Au, just over a second behind. And of course, it's all about time management as well. Just going too hard too soon. You wonder whether Philippe Pret has got something in the bag in case Alex Au comes at him really hard. So it's for the AM Championship, the Pirelli AM Championship, that they are competing. And it's all come down after a season of racing. It's all come down to this last race, and they're 1 and 2.
We're at the midway point of this race, 15 minutes and just a few seconds ticking down. So it's really the last half of the last race which will decide this championship. Tonight, obviously, the gala dinner, awards and trophies will be handed out, and both of them will receive one. But who is going to call last on that category?
Absolutely. It's a stunning weekend. This is the finale Mondiale weekend at Monza. You are watching the Asia Pacific. It's round 7 of their championship, and it's all to be decided. Slipstreaming down the home straight. It has been a proper celebration of Ferrari, and here he comes, Alex Au, having a look on the inside, and Philippe Pret, he slams that door shut.
But now those two, there, forget about time difference. They're now bumper to bumper, wheel to wheel almost. Another fastest lap from our 152.0. Philip Pret 9/10 slower. But now it is not about catching up. It's about getting past. And now the back markers come into play.
And of course, you can pick up a slipstream from the back markers. But, oh, and he's cut right across there using all of the track and more. What I was going to say is the back markers can obstruct, but they can cause a slipstream as well. So it's a double-edged sword. Working the traffic, that's what makes a true champion, isn't it? And look at him hounding him, Alex Au, all over the back of Philip Pret. 8 laps in the bag, 13 minutes still to go, plus 1 lap. And they are bumper to bumper.
They come down towards the Ascari. Pret defense, staying very much on the inside. Au dives to the outside, potentially giving him more momentum coming out of the chicane and onto the back straight.
We want to see that. There's the battle further down the field. Gohanna and Tanny Max and Martin Berry all competing and jostling. But it's the leaders we want to see. Look how close they are now. He takes another look up the outside. It will be a brave... And he's done it!
And Philippe Pret
completely outbrakes himself, and the lead has changed hands. Alex Au takes the lead of the Challenge Asia Pacific What a brilliant move. He was waiting, putting the pressure on, and Philip Pret, he just lost it under all of that pressure. The question now is, can Alex Au pull away, or can Philip Pret do the same thing back to him?
Well, I will make a case that Philip Pret has been able to manage his tires better. So he would theoretically be the one who has the tires to come back and attack again. And obviously that's what we want to see. We don't want to race over now. We want Philip Pret to make it close and then see the decider on the final lap. But Alex Au, respect, head off to this performance. Went off the track, came back. Well done, sir. Having made the overtake, Philip Pret, who has the most experience, arguably, of these drivers on this circuit, runs right into the parabolica, and there was no way he could defend that after that.
No, absolutely, and brilliant driving from Alex Au. He took the opportunity, didn't he?
Absolutely. Here we can see the 405 car, Martin Berry, and this is Gomax in front of him. This is for the podium on this race, so don't forget about that. Behind them, Tanny Hanna started on the front row of this race. Still leads the Shell category, 5th overall. Angelo Negro behind them. Who'd have saw it? P7.
And we've got David Dicker, who is in P12, but he's the leading contender of the Shell AM category as well. So here we go then, the 3 series all together. There's Gomax. And Martin Berry as well.
Gomax has put some space between him and Barry on those last few seconds.
He has. He's got a bit of breathing space. And again, it's that tire management, isn't it? It's who has used the tires up. And this is what we wonder about with Alex Au at the front. Has he got enough in reserve for the last 10.5 minutes? Who's that that's just pulled into the pits? Didn't see who it was. Somebody just ducked in there.
It was Martin Berry, actually.
Was it really? Okay, so that's from 6th place. Martin Berry ducks into the pits.
And he got that drive-through penalty for working on the car after 3 minutes.
Yes.
So that obviously spoiled his race.
Yes, he served that. It's a big no-no, isn't it? Once you're at that time limit, you cannot have people working on your car on the grid, and that's kind of messed up his race for him a little bit, hasn't it?
Absolutely, but the good thing for him, he has got the pace. So whatever happens today, tomorrow in the World Final race, he will be comfortable with his speed, his pace, and that's something he can take from today without a doubt. Out front, the top 2 separated by 4/10. It's not a lot, and Philip Pret hasn't decreased the margin again. So we're really set up for something very good at the end of this race. As you can see the lights of the Alex Au car.
Isn't it? No, what a great sight.
Sorry, it is not the Alex Au car, obviously. There it is. There he comes. Philip Pret behind him.
Yeah, now Philip Pret, he's going to be trying to do exactly to Alex Au what Alex Au did to him. Putting that pressure on, forcing that mistake.
And did you see how he cut through those chicane at the exit?
Yeah, using all of the curbs and more. And it was interesting because in the pouring rain this morning, it was the 2 of them that were chopping and changing places in grid qualifying. First it was one, then it was the other, and the track's dried out, but the script hasn't changed at all. It's the same 2 with it all to play for. So Alex Au's opened up another couple of tenths on Philip Pret, so in fact he's just opened up to about a second, so he's turned up the wick a little bit.
But he will run up onto that back marker. Will he?
Oh,
yeah,
and he slams the door on him, doesn't he?
It was very difficult. There was no way he could avoid being in the way at this very stage, but obviously that has decreased the margin.
Yeah, and the back marker just slowing right down on that corner to let Philip Pret by as well. Gosh, 8.5 minutes to get past, and this is it. This is the race for the championship as he takes a look up the inside. But once again, Alex Au shuts the door. It is just roles reversed, isn't it? Is what we were looking at 10 minutes ago, but roles reversed.
Yeah, Philip Pret fastest first sector overall, 6/10 that he took out there. Obviously, Au not benefited by that back marker, but Pret didn't lose any time inside. Oh, 8 minutes. to go.
But isn't this what we dream of? That a year-long championship, and it comes down to a race, and whoever finishes in front is like a world final all in its own, isn't it?
Absolutely, and this is the track to do it. This high-speed tempo. Did I say Philip Pret, fastest sector 1? Well, Alex Au, fastest sector 2 of the race. Returning the favor. There is nothing between them but a few hundreds and a few tens every sector, and the tension builds.
And of course, the added variable in this is that drying track. There are wet patches. You only need on those slick tyres to get a little bit too far onto the wet part of the track, and you're going to be history. You're going to be stuck in the kitty litter, and then there's nowhere to go. And look at it, using all of the track, coming out of the Curva Parabolica into the iconic home straight at Monza. They come racing past their pit lane. There's nothing between them. Well, there's about 0.8 of a second to be precise. That's not much in my book. Into that Curva Grande and round into Variante. The standings as they are at the moment. Alex Au 12 laps down with Philippe Pret behind. Go Max, he's a little way behind now. He looks like he's got that final podium position in hand. His nearest challenger in the same series, Angelo Negro.
Look at how Philip Pret just took a totally different line. Much shorter, obviously much rougher as well. And the people, I think this is Philip Pret's pit.
They look tense, don't they?
They do. Just quickly, in the categories, obviously Alex Au, Philip Pret and Go Max in the Pirelli Ams, Tanny Hanna, Xing and Yamaguchi in the Shell, the top 3. David Dicker, Ken Chen and Grant Baker in the Shell M as we hit the 6-minute mark on this race and can focus again on the top 2.
Oh, it's a gripping battle. This is what we wanted, isn't it? A gripping battle at the end of the season. Asia Pacific. And he's coming back at him, isn't he? Philippe Pret, he's coming back. There's nothing between them.
And that, don't forget, they are teammates. They race for the same team, so whatever happens...
Absolutely, it's a win-win for the team. Here we go, it's the outside line again. This is a move that has worked before.
And Philip Pret has more momentum coming out of there, I'm sure of it. He is right behind, he is in the slipstream.
That is a cheeky little trick around the Parabolica, going wide, forcing the car in front to brake late, and then jumping back into the inside. Right, tucked up behind him, he's picking up the slipstream, coming down the straight and into that corner, and round the outside he goes. He's done it, but is he going to slow the car down enough? He does. Philippe Pret takes the lead. Brilliant driving. Alex Au, he's got it all to do again. He's got less than 5 minutes to do it. It's roles reversed once again.
Amazing. But let's not forget, the one thing those two can't do is come together, because all of a sudden it's going to be Hutchesard who will take the championship.
And here they go, and they combine. Exactly as you said, they couldn't come together. Both of them are off. I don't know who gets to take the place back on that one, but Philippe Pret is in the lead. Oh my goodness, they are trying so hard. Fortunately, no damage. Oh no! Alex Au, he's in the gravel trap. Surely that's it. He's overcooked it. Philippe Pret, he has a massive lead at the front now. Good grief. Can we take much excitement?
Oh my God, was there something wrong with the Au car as a result of that, or did you just lose focus for just a second? But that was so close to disaster for those two. So close as they collided, and there is some damage to the car, as you can see.
Yeah.
But he looks stable. There is nothing indicating that the car has suffered anything.
So Alex Au, he's 7 seconds back now. He's going to struggle to get that back in. Oh, and who's this then? 5, 6, 8. That's Yan Bin Xing, who's across the track. He's had a bit of a moment. Now, of course, it's not out of the question that we can see a safety car, but he's got it going. Dragged a bit of debris onto the track, but he's got it going again. So Alex Au's wish probably for a safety car. It's not going to happen. Look at that. You can see how big that gap is now. Unless there's some unforeseen circumstances, surely Philippe Pret has got this one in the bag. Alex Au, 6.6 seconds behind. He's going to have to make up 2 seconds a lap, and that's probably not going to happen. Cars 480 and 401 under investigation. Yes, that is Philip Pret, who is under investigation.
As is Alex Au. So that they will have a look at that incident. For my money, both tried. I certainly cannot attribute blame to one firmly.
No.
So I think that will stand. But
I sincerely hope so, because what we don't want to see is the championship decided in the stewards' room. You can see this here, and it looks like that Pret left a gap and then just tried to close the door. It was 6 of one and a half dozen the other. I wouldn't like to call that one myself.
certainly not in this race where your decision will decide the championship.
Yeah, wouldn't it be a real tragedy if this was decided in the stewards' room? I hope that decisions are going to be made before we find that checkered flag. We got 2 minutes plus 1 complete lap for the leader, and then it's all over. But it's going to be subject to confirmation, because we have an investigation underway. Alex Au, he's clearly not picked up too much damage. Less than 7 seconds behind Philippe Pret. And good heavens, what's going on behind? Because so much focus on the leader. Gomac's got a nice, tidy 3rd place. And the leading Copper Shell driver, Tani Hanna, there he is in the car. 557 in 4th place. And his nearest challenger in his series, down in 7th place, is the 550 car.
And we're into the final lap, excuse me. This is the final time they come around until they see the checkered flag. Rounding out what you said in the shell category, it's Hannah Yamaguchi and Tiger Wu, one of the nicest liveries on on this grid.
Looks amazing.
Tani Hanna has a very nice one as well. I have to give him that. It's only the remainder of this lap to go for Philip Pret to take the championship. The other championships are decided, so apologize if we focus on that category primarily. Hutasoid, he's up into P6 with a good speed, but
not enough.
That incident earlier just cost him dearly.
So here we go then, and who's that taking up the inside? Taking to the escape lane. I didn't see who that was. It's the final lap, but it's provisional. Remember that. There's an investigation underway. We'll bring you news on that.
There is no further action.
Oh, good. No further action. So that's come from the stewards. No further action. So whoever crosses the line first, and it's looking like Philip Pret, he is going to be the winner of this race, barring unforeseen circumstances. He has just a few corners left to go.
There was Philip Pret, and he is now just one long, extensive corner away. 2 straights, 1 corner.
Brilliant. He's just coming up to the Parabolica for the very last time. He can breathe a sigh of relief. It's almost over. Here he comes onto the home straight. He's going to be the champion. Asia Pacific 2018. It's Philip Pret. He wins round 7. He wins the championship. He has done it. What a brilliant drive. And Alex Au comes along 7 seconds later, 6.1 seconds later, in fact, in 2nd place. And it's Gomax across the line in 3rd place. What a brilliant race. The leading Copper Shell driver, Tani Hanna, and the leading AM category, Shell AM, David Dicker, who of course has already clinched that championship.
Here we have him. You were talking about him. Here he rounds the final turn. He will be thrilled with another win from not perfect position. He will be focused on tomorrow, because that's the big thing that's left for him to win. Hutasoid, by the way, edged Angelo Negro by 0.04 of a second across the line for P4.
Brilliant.
Not enough for a podium, certainly not enough for the championship, unfortunately. But I would say all top 3 who were in the running, Pret, Au and Hutasoid, gave us a great show, and all 3 made it very, very exciting.
Didn't they just? Yes, I was going to say, just as you said it, the Hutasoid, he did very well. He came back from a struggling at the start of the race. He came through the field. Such a shame he had that incident early on. He putting up fastest sector in sector 2 right at the end of the race. But it's Philip Pret that the focus is on. Such a good race. That was a real gripper. That was. It's everything that we dreamt of here for the finale mondiale here at Monza. There he is, the winner, Philip Pret, and his teammate from Blackbird Concessionaries in second place. It'll be interesting to see whether there's any words to be had between them at the end of it. I'd like to think that they would both see that as a racing incident. It was a bit of an all or nothing really on that corner. Could be some awkward conversations over the dinner table. Probably not, though.
Well, will we? If it's over the dinner table, we might sneak in on them during the gala. But
we have the gala dinner tonight. Yes, absolutely. So there we go. Tani Hanna, the winner of the Copper Shell category.
With the Lebanese flag,
isn't that lovely?
Or its scarf rather, held out through the
brilliant. Where did you get that from?
I think he always carries that because he's so successful. He can almost rely on using it at the end of the race, as we hear. Our new Trofeo Pirelli M champion.
Yeah. Greeted by the team, over the moon. And this is that one championship that was really open. Anyone could have won it. Look at the dents in his door. That's where he got together with Alex Au.
He will climb that car. I was about to guarantee that.
To the applause of his team. He deserved that, didn't he?
Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Great race also by Go Max. Not as flashy as yesterday, and for all the good reasons, not as exciting.
Yeah, that's for the good reasons.
Good P3 for him.
Yeah. And here's Alex Au just getting out of the car as well, and Go Max in third place. Gosh, need to have a sit down after that one, don't we?
Absolutely. There you can see how he is having some conversations, I would say, but obviously in the first moment you're disappointed. You were that close. You made it. He overtook Philip Pret with a great move, and then it wasn't to be, but he's being congratulated. That is Tani Hanna, obviously.
And I think it's, in some ways, Alex Au was probably the quicker driver of the two consistently through the race. And he put up the fastest lap of the race with a 1:52.
Here are, I think, the highlights coming up of that race. And there were quite a lot of those.
There certainly were.
There we are.
So there you have it. As we look up to the mountains, a race to remember. Philippe Pret, the winner. Alex Au in second place, and Go Max in third. Fourth, Tani Hanna, and fifth, a brilliant drive for Rinaldi Hutasoit. And in 6th place, Alex Negro. 7th place, Kazuki Yamaguchi. And in 8th, Martin Berry. 9th, Zenlo. 10th, Tiger Wu. Ken Sato in 11th. And drive from David Dicker into 12th. 13th, Kent Chen. 14th, Grant Baker. And Yanbin Xing in 15th. And there you have the rest of those results. We're getting ready for the podium presentations, though, here at Monza. So that legendary Monza podium, it's the greatest podium in the world, the one they all want to stand on. We've got 3 podium presentations to come today. We look again at the result of that race.
Here's the Pirelli M, Philip Pratt, Alex Au, Gomax,
Rutasoid.
Rinaldi Hutasoid,
Yeah.
Angelo Negro, Martin Berry, Lowe and Sato, those 8 here in the Pirelli M classification. All of them we will see tomorrow for the world final race. But here, now, hopefully, very soon, the podium, as we can see the Lebanese fans next to the Tanny Henna car.
A popular place for Tanny Henna.
He's got quite a few fans here.
Yeah.
And well-deserved congratulations. He's still there.
So I'm very new to this series. It's been really exciting to see him. I take it that he's a regular on the podium throughout the season. A brilliant racer. He put up a good show this weekend. And here we go. The Lebanese flags are waving.
As the podium is really being readied, I think we will be up there in just a moment.
I had the joy of standing on that podium myself last night. Sad to say I hadn't won anything.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
But I can now say I stood on the iconic Monza podium.
Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Some people who made it the hard way, I'm sorry to say.
Yes, mine was the easy way. I just walked there. Brilliant. Happy scenes there. So here we go, ready for that podium presentation. Here they come. The podium they all want to stand on. And for this finale mondiale, doubly so, I would say.
There was Philip Pratt, the man in the dark race suit, being congratulated. So we will have Gomax, Alex Au and Philip Pratt on that podium.
And that's for the Pirelli series. Here we go. Alex Au, Philip Pratt and Gomax. Nice to see Pratt and Au shaking hands. It's time for the national anthem. Can there be a prouder moment? An Italian on the top step in Italy, in front of the Italian fans, driving a Ferrari.
I think that pretty much sums it up.
And the official GT driver, Alessandro. I don't know how to pronounce that surname.
Easy, I think, but I'm probably going to be stoned with something.
And James Collado.
Well done, sir.
We all know James, one of the British representatives, presenting the trophies for first and second. And David Rigon, Ferrari's official GT driver, presenting the winning trophy to Philippe Pratt.
Obviously, we won't see the championship honors today, but the Pirelli trophy goes the way of Philip Pratt. Well deserved. Alex Au, Gomax, shake hands. Steve Rowe from Pirelli handing out the silverware.
Brilliant.
move up towards photographs, and then it's going to be the battle for the champagne. I would say Philip Pratt is in the position he's unbeatable now.
He will be euphoric with that champagne bottle. Everybody run for cover. It's going to get very wet.
Oh,
here we go,
yeah.
champagne.
Bev Clicquot. He wasn't quite as rapid with it, but his compatriots, his partners on the podium certainly left him the time to take the title
They did
there.
indeed. Brilliant. What a great race. Philip Pratt, winner of the Pirelli, Trofeo Pirelli category, and a race this afternoon. Brilliant driving, absolute pure entertainment. Gave everybody, including that young man, what they came to see. There's your classifications for the Shell Cup. And Tani Hana taking the first place from Kazuyuki Yamaguchi and Tiger Wu.
Tiger Wu, he has, as I said before, he's one great livery on that car. A tiger, obviously. What else would you have?
If you've
got that name, what else would you put? But it's really like a very traditional Asian, cute little tiger with a race helmet.
Gotta be done.
I hope they can show this in the Parc Fermé because it's such an amazing car.
So many of the paint schemes are so pretty on these cars.
Absolutely.
Here we go then, ready for that podium ceremony. Here we go, that'll be Tiger Wu. Right, Tiger, he has roared.
Look at the race suit. There's the Tiger, if you can see it again. Well done, Mr. Yamaguchi. P2 in the Shell class, and here is the Lebanese star. His fan club is beneath the podium.
He started second on the grid.
He has to do it again.
Oh, not big. And a big jump. He started second on the grid, but he won in his category today. Tani Hana for the national anthem. And there's Alessandro Pierguidi. There you go, I got the name that time, presenting the trophy. And our friend, James Collado. You heard his voice here alongside Dave Richardson earlier on this afternoon. Presenting second place. And the winner, a good afternoon's work from Davide Rigon, presenting to Tani Hana. The biggest smile in the stadium at the moment. A quick photo call, and yet more champagne.
I would bet on Tiger Wu on this podium, to be honest.
I have to say that second place, not looking too jubilant.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, here we go. Oh, he got caught snoozing. Absolutely. Using the plate to good effect. I thought he was going to clump him with the plate for 1 minute. There we go. Brilliant.
Captain shields at 100%. Well done, sir. Well done, everybody. Great racing. And here's some super slow-mos of the winning car, the winning driver, Tani Hana. He obviously took the championship long before this race. Is incidentally, all championship winners, or all champions, took the wins in their respective classes. With Pratt, it was obvious.
Yeah.
By winning the race, he won the championship. But also Tani Hana and David Dicker, who we'll see in a moment.
Yeah.
They went to the top step, so no let up for the final race.
It just shows that the right person won the championship, I guess. And of course, Tani Hana, we just saw, also has vast experience in the European Challenge as in years gone by. But anyway, our focus on the Shell AM category. And David Dicker in that first place.
Ken Chen in second.
And in third place,
Grant Baker. But the Tani Hana fan club is still at full steam for their guy.
They're going to be passing into the night, aren't they?
Oh, that's a nice skull there. Mr. Baker. Ken Chen and P2.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's very cheery, isn't it? The skull on his one. And here we go. David Dicker looking positively jubilant. And are we ready? It's the national anthem. There we go. Double New Zealand drivers on the podium. Alessandro Paguidi presenting the trophy for third place. Second place. And the winner. The man who has been consistent throughout the season. David Dicker takes the win.
Davide Rigon, hence the trophy. So by name already very good. There is Conchita Chimsiri, I think. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correct, but she takes the win in the ladies category.
Oh yes,
well
of course.
And the gentleman trophy also for David Dicker, and a photo, some champagne, and that's it then for this season of the Asia Pacific Ferrari Challenge.
Brilliant finish to the season. Here we go, the iconic podium appearing on somebody's phone. And there we go, trophies presented. There's only one thing left to do. It's the champagne. It's a more subdued affair, but no less happier. And there we go. To the end of a good afternoon of racing. Some nice slow-mo shots there of David Dicker. So there you have it, a great afternoon of racing. Ferrari Challenge Asia Pacific. You know, it's so good. We're back again, more racing later. Thanks for joining us. See you soon.
Cheers, bye-bye.